Acne Studios, which is a luxury fashion brand out of Sweden, hired me to do 5 of their women's fall looks. And so they sent me the images, and then how did it work? I made all the outfits and I did the photos and everything. I sent them to them, and then they created mannequins of me.
No.
In their stores, and there would be 2
of you. That's hilarious.
There'd be 2 of me, and there'd be like the actual outfit on the mannequin, and then so basically, I sent them all the things that I made.
Okay.
And so then they made multiples of those.
Oh my gosh.
And so in every store window was a replica of the Look for Less.
Now introducing Full Out with Brittany Ross.
I feel like you look like the inside of your jacket is made of trust.
Okay, I've started only buying jackets like this color because my dog is a similar color, because I'm sick of I can't wear anything navy or
trust doesn't shed, so you can. I know.
Okay, you don't really want to be up here, but I love you.
He's like, I just want to play. All he wants to do is play.
And this is not your family. Don't worry.
Okay, but have you decided if you'd rather sit next to a screaming baby or a smelly person on the plane?
I guess. It's 2 terrible choices. Screaming. I can't decide. Screaming. I'll take screaming baby for $300, Alex.
Okay. Screaming baby for $300. That's great. Want to hear something disgusting?
Yeah,
and then
always.
we can start.
Yeah.
I feel like I sat next to. There was a guy on our flight home from Switzerland. I think it was a long flight, who threw up the whole way home in a bag.
12
and
hours.
then he started sitting, you know how they have those the bathroom, and then there's like more space between people's legs in between the bathroom and stuff. He started sitting outside the bathroom, hunched over, throwing up in front of this whole family.
Oh God.
And I was like into a bag, and he was probably like 18, 20.
Hungover.
And I was, that's what I thought. And I was like, you're going to go there. These people paid extra money for more leg room, and you're using their extra leg room to sit in front of them and throw up the whole time. I was like, I can't. I would walk to the bathroom and he'd still be there.
I would be furious. I just flew on those seats at the front, and people would try and cross over before we started flying. I was like, I'm putting my backpack there, my legs out. You will not be. I paid money for that space. But I have been that man once on a flight to Vancouver. It's a shorter flight, and I think something got put in one of my drinks. Like, I wasn't hungover. I think I don't know if it was roofied or like something. Because I was like,
whoa.
I was gently and quietly like,
just like throwing up nonstop.
Then I would but I kept it a secret. You
kept it a secret?
I will say, I was on a flight from Tokyo to Los Angeles, and my partner started throwing up and was running back and forth to the bathroom. And then like other people seemed like they were getting sick. And then people kept passing out.
What?
In front, and we were at the front, right? Those front chairs. People kept walking towards the bathroom. First, they couldn't figure out how to open the doors. Multiple people could just press. And then people kept passing out. I saw like multiple people go down. And then finally, the fourth person to go down was, I'd say she was maybe 80. And she was from Japan, didn't speak English, because she passed out, hit her head on the floor, and I ran to her, and I like was cradling her head.
Oh my God.
And like, ma'am, are you okay? And I couldn't communicate with her because we didn't speak the same language. And then I was just like, can anyone help me? Can anyone help me? And flight attendants, no one would. And then I asked the flight attendant, I'm like, do you know what's going on? Oh, and
this is insane. I'm like, and then you woke up from a dream?
No. And then I was like, on the floor cradling this old woman, and my partner opens the door. He's been vomiting in the bathroom. He opens the door, and he can't get out. And I'm like, go back inside, go back inside.
Oh my gosh.
And then I continued to cradle her until she finally woke up. I'm like, she just hit her head on the floor. Sorry, I'm going off here.
No, this is great. I thought you were going to say until she finally died.
She did not die. I saved her life. Thank God.
That is crazy.
And then I asked the flight attendant, I'm like, is something going on the flight? Like, why is everyone passing out? And she's like, yeah, a lot of people can't handle these long haul flights. Not an answer, ma'am. Not an answer.
I've been on long haul flights.
I mean, that's Tokyo to LA. I think that's like 12,
I think it's like 9
14.
or 10 hours.
Yeah, something was going on.
Something happened. They like
was there something in the food?
Sucked out the air pressure in the cabin or something. That is crazy. Also, I would feel like I was
pass out and hit the floor.
And did you not start panicking? I would think that something bad was happening. I would think that, okay, this plane is getting taken over. They've gassed us all. They've poisoned us all.
I'm always panicking. So I was on high alert. What are they not telling us?
That is wild. Did you at least get like a coupon for free Wi-Fi for saving her life?
No. Honestly, I could not believe that no one else, like plenty of people around me, no one else got up to help this poor woman.
Oh my gosh, I would have gotten up just because I would have wanted to know what was going on. Like my help comes from like a lot of curiosity. Tom and we've known each other for a really long time.
I was just thinking about that on the drive over. Yeah, a long time.
And I feel like we know each other. We don't like know each other, but we share a best friend.
Yeah. And I feel so, I'm glad I'm doing this because I want to go deep.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm like, we can actually go there. I know so many things about you also from our friend Courtney, who you grew up with.
Yeah.
But then I also, anytime I'm doing anything that I have any control over who's in it, I'm like, can Tom do this?
I was thinking, did I do something for you at a bar at Bar Lubitsch one time?
Yeah, you did. I forgot about that. Yeah. I guess
what I was thinking
so
about,
many things.
And because I have questions for you, is because I feel like we kind of were like coming up together in the doing auditions and like similar, like you don't have any nepotism Hollywood connections, do you?
No.
No, I just feel like we were like doing it from scratch, real scrappy, trying to get appointments, booking jobs by the grace of God.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And then I want, because I know you're here to talk to me, but I want to talk to you. Do you feel like because I feel like I had like act 1 and then I definitely had act 2 around 2016, 2018.
That's the act 2 that maybe we'll talk about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like I'm now on act 3 and I want to ask you, do you feel like you're at act 2? Because I always knew you. We were always doing like comedy stuff and comedy performing, and now like you've gone full blast
comedy,
full blast stand-up comedy, which I have great respect for because I'll dabble, but I'm too weak. I'm too much.
I don't think so.
I am a soft. What are they? Soft men, soft boys.
I've never heard that before.
You know that term? You got like what's his name from The Crown? Josh. Like men who like. Who talk quietly and
like
wear sweaters
talk.
And he's into pottery and like
but that's hilarious.
Like the soft boy move. Josh O'Connor. It's part of the soft boy
movement.
Yeah,
I feel
which
like,
is brand new. And I'm like, I've been bringing soft boy for decades.
I feel like that's what you were on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's
I'm
what you played.
Soft boy.
You created that character on Buffy the Vampire.
Soft launch.
Soft boy.
Demon twink, some might say.
Demon twink.
But where was I going with this?
Act 3.
Oh, yeah. Like, do you feel like, are you on act 2 or act 3? But like, when did you, so I'm too weak to go full stand-up comedy. And I cannot, because you just opened for Howie Mandel.
Yes.
Mandel?
Mandel.
How does he say
I think Howie Mandel.
Okay. Did you just see Keke Palmer? It's Lionel Richie. This whole time it's been Lionel.
Oh.
She just discovered it and we've been saying it wrong. So I was curious about.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
Howie
I'm wrong.
Mandel.
I think it's Howie Mandel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was this at like the Comedy Store or one of those big
No, it
places?
was at a casino in.
What?
He does like a lot of casino shows.
What casino?
It was in San Jacinto.
Okay. None
of us really knew where we were. We were like, where are we? It's a huge casino. You know, there's just huge casinos in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
San Jacinto. Is that out towards
San Jacinto? Am I saying it
Is that
wrong?
out towards Palm Springs?
It is, yeah, I think. Because on the way there, I was like, am I going to Palm Springs?
So you're not, because here's the thing. I'm happy to do an alternative comedy night or, something at the Lyric Hyperion, Dynasty Typewriter is my jam. Like that, those are my vibes. I'm too weak to do a comedy store or any of the, like,
I don't think
where there's
so.
like those, like, what would you call the audience? Not Bridge and Tunnel here. It would be like freeways and hills and valleys.
Hills.
Like regular, like,
Yeah.
like normal people.
Yeah,
Normies.
but there's a lot of different kinds
Like
of
in
comics.
England, in the UK, they call them punters.
Punters. Okay.
Like normies.
Normies.
Where so you're able to perform, your material is, you're able to get laughs from a crowd that doesn't know you, that is real people in the middle of nowhere at a casino. I just have mad respect for that.
Thank you. That's really nice. I mean, I feel like I don't know. Yeah. I feel like I'm somebody who, you know what stand-up feels like to me that feels really familiar to me? It feels like a cheerleading competition. And I'm like, got it. I can do this. Like the feeling of like going out in front of like a bunch of people like that, and like being behind, like how's everybody going to do? What's going to land? What's not going to land? It kind of feels the same. Like I feel like
I'm having heart palpitations just thinking about it.
Well, Tom, I will say you are honestly... Nobody makes me laugh harder than you. Like
stop.
I have the amount of times I've like cried laughing. Like I get that. Like you're the kind of person that makes me like quiet cry laugh where I can't stop like laughing in my seat. Where I'm like I need to stop laughing because it's now looking like weird. But then I look around and like everybody's doing it. I just saw you perform at our friend Serena's show, and our friend does adult talent show where everybody got to bring something from their past that they like either wanted to redo or something that they used to do all the time. And you brought in all these songs you had written.
Yeah.
And you had written all these songs.
Mostly for the B-52s. They're from middle school, and I intended to send them to the B-52s in hopes, and also Cher. And
for Cher.
For
you
Cher.
wrote songs for Cher.
And a little bit Bette Midler. I was a big Diane Warren fan as a middle schooler. She's nominated for her 17th Oscar this year.
Crazy.
Anyway, so I thought that they would record them at some point, and I did cheat. I've done these songs before at Mortified. You ever go see Mortified?
No.
Okay, it's where people read like diary entries from
that's
middle
amazing.
school, high school. But I reworked them and created some backing tracks for that show specifically.
You have to release them. What was the one that
funny.
what was that like lyric that we were all singing afterwards?
Different makes a difference.
Different makes a difference.
I mean,
it was so good. I feel like you
the
all
lyrics were, be yourself, don't hide inside. Trust yourself, don't live a lie. Like coming out song in middle school, and I had no idea. It would not be clear to me.
You're just like writing
for another
songs
decade.
about it, but you had no idea.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Different makes a difference. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you just have a unique perspective on how you see things.
I think so. But God, if I had to to come up with jokes, and I'm okay with telling a funny story, but I don't know if I could just do jokes. Oh my God.
I feel like you could. I think that, okay, wait. So you, let's just go back to Act 1 and 2, because I feel like you do.
Act 1, darling.
Act 1. When you booked Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like that has comedy in it.
Yeah, I mean,
but it wasn't like you thought you were going to be like a serious actor.
Full dramatic.
Yes.
I thought I was going to be the Jacob Elordi of my time. Which, by the way, how come? Have you watched interviews with him? All the.
No.
It's so.
I'm too deep into my crime stuff on YouTube.
I wish I could be. I think in my mind, I envision myself as an actor, like, not that he existed, back then, but that type of, because he just like during an interview, he's so quiet and he's just talking quietly and there's sort of really no expression on his face. Like, does he have personality? Or
I feel like
is it just when you're that hot, you don't have to, you can just talk quietly and allow the audience to lean in and come to you? Like, you don't, like, I feel like every interview I'm ever doing, I'm like trying to get you to laugh. And like,
I feel like I want
some
you
people
to.
are just kind of boring and cross their leg and just sort of.
They're like the people who sit down at a table at a party and wait for everyone to come to them, as opposed to like going around and trying to meet people.
That's pretty privileged for you. You just get to.
People like come to you. I feel like you could do stand up that way. Quiet
Just
like
quietly.
that. Yeah. There's people who do it very dry and it's so funny.
But I thought I was going to be serioso, but and I think most jobs I have booked have been comedic relief on a dramatic show. Because I haven't done a lot of like
straight comedy.
I've done a few sitcoms, which this world of sitcoms, booking as a guest star, booking a sitcom, be hilarious when you book the job, but then when you get there for rehearsal week, don't and be hilarious at the table read, but then you start rehearsing. Don't be too funny because you don't want to upstage the regulars because they will start. And I've experienced it. Your funny lines will start going away. So be funny enough to keep the job and not get fired, but don't be too funny to intimidate them. But be just funny, and then it's like you sort of have to ride the wave, and then you can pull out all the stops on the
tape night.
Like, and then they'll have, but if you were set for recurring, don't, because then they won't have you back because you got too funny, you got too many laughs. I mean, this happened, and I'll name names. It happened on the Joey sitcom that was a spinoff of Friends. I had all these funny lines, and like one by one, he kept saying like, "Oh, I don't think you should have that. I don't think that." So they kept getting cut, and then they took. I remember I got big laughs on a line, and it was so obvious that in the final product, they'd taken my laughs and moved them to after his line. So obviously that when I put it on my reel, I moved the back
the
to where
lines back.
I put the laughs back after me. So anyway, that
you're like, those were mine. Thank you. I'm going to edit this back to how it was.
Also the fake laugh and the fake laughing that they do, like, because at some point it's not, if it was funny, it's not funny anymore because now you're on your third. Have you had the similar experiences?
I've had different experience. I've done a lot of multicam, actually. I feel like that's like what I've done more of. And I feel like I've had different experiences on each show. I've had like the bummer ones, and then I've had the ones where, it's weird though, because like I remember one where I was working on this show called Clipped, and it was like a TBS show, and I had tested for that show to be one of like and it was like a test where they were like calling me the character's name and being like, "We found her, you're her, you're this, blah blah blah," and like casting was like emailing me after, "We're so excited, blah blah blah," all that, those things you believe when you're like before you realize that those words don't mean anything. And so then I didn't get the show, and then they brought me on as a guest star. I didn't get the show because they said I was too pretty for the show. And I was like, I will. They had me go to Goodwill and go shopping for my wardrobe to come back for the test. They're like, "Can you just go to Goodwill and get some like thing more like?" And I was like, okay. And then I went back, and I mean, that's so dumb because you can.
Hi, there's a costumer for a reason.
You can make.
There's hair and makeup,
Yeah.
So you're too pretty. Meanwhile, full movies have been made where the girl takes her glasses off to reveal.
Yeah.
Pretty. Come on.
I know. So that's like one thing. But then I went back as a guest star for the finale of the show. So it was already, and it was only a few episodes that lasted. And I remember being like, it was so weird because, I'm there with all the people that and the girl who got it knew that it was me and her. It's just weird because we were there together at the test. And so it feels weird. But then the director at one point, I think, was like, can you guys, I had to like do a cheer on certain words. 'Cause of course I had to do a cheer. 'Cause guess what? I was playing a cheerleader. Guess what? They were like, you're too pretty for this, but you can play a cheerleader at a high school reunion. And so makes sense. And I was
Nailed it. Yeah.
And I was doing it with my friend, Deborah Baker Jr. She is also has a very, you know, Deb.
Of course.
Yes. So funny. So it was her and I, we were the high school cheerleaders. They asked us to make up a cheer for something we were saying. And so we were like, okay. And then we had another piece like that elsewhere in the script. And I was like, I think does he want us to do it for this too or not? And we were like so conflicted. And then, you know, Matt Cook.
Yeah.
It was his show. He's like the nicest guy in the world.
Okay.
And he was like a lead on the show. And we're like, Matt, we don't know if we should make that up for the run through. Because you do a run through where you have to show it all.
Yeah.
And we're like, we don't know if we should do it for this part or not. So we made something up. Do you think we should do it? We're worried. And he's like, do it. If you do it, I'll just take the blame for it if they say they didn't want it.
Okay.
So we did it. And they were like, who told them to do that? Why are they doing that? And we got in like so much trouble for doing this like little like... And
for being funny. Come on,
yeah,
it's
because
funny business.
It was funny. And like... Nobody wants to get in trouble all the way down the line. So we were like, well, Matt Cook told us to do it. And they were like, what? Why? You know, so it's like weird kind of stuff. Like you just kind of have to play the politics of what's going on set when you're there and be like, okay, you know?
I had a similar thing where I tested, it was between me and Jesse Tyler Ferguson for the series regular, and he got it. And then I came back as his boyfriend, and I just thought, I just saw the games happening because it was like an on-set screen. It was a chemistry read, like on their actual set initially, and like I saw the people picking sides, like who they were rooting for. It was so.
It feels so bad.
And
it's
then
like,
when I got there as a guest star. I don't know. It's just so, and the show didn't last. It never aired, but.
Yeah, when you go back as a guest after they're like, we almost picked you, but we didn't. I have like two very good friends who like, it's like always between the two of them. And they're also very good friends. And like, that's weird when it's like, you know, between you and your best friend. It's weird. Anyways, it just happens.
I sat down next to my sworn enemy, my nemesis. He doesn't know. And it's only because he just books every audition I've ever got in for the past 20 years. And yeah, he didn't really acknowledge me, but that's okay.
It's okay. I know. I feel like we all have that one person. One time my therapist told me because I have this one girl too, like I used to at least, and it was always her or me. And she was doing really well at one point. And she was really mean to me about it. You know, she was kind of like, you know, I'm also in the category of white blonde. I'm like, I play a lot of white blonde bitches. So then I'm in the room with a lot of white blonde people who can play bitches.
In the mean girl category,
And this girl was really good at like, you know, she'd be like, oh, are you going to that audition later? You can have my sides because I'm done with them. And I was like, why would I not print out my own sides for the audition? Also, like, stop. Don't mess with me like that.
Don't play the mind games. I hate the mind games, the waiting room mind games. And the person that I sat down next to recently did waiting room mind games on everyone that was in the room. So that's why I don't.
Yeah, that's what this girl would do too. And then she'd be like, oh, I don't know what my therapist goes, I was leaving therapy one day and she was like closing the door and then she goes, and let's just hope she gets hit by a bus.
Love this therapist.
Like, okay.
Does she take Anthem Blue Cross? So I'm looking for a new one.
Yeah, I'll set you up with her. I was like, I love that she's being like petty about this with me.
Also, sorry, feel free to cut any of this if it's boring.
No.
If your audience thinks it's boring for me to be like, and I didn't get that one audition.
I think people like to hear that because it makes them feel better about themselves.
Yeah, I think everyone has their...
I would rather hear a bunch of people talking about jobs they didn't get.
Than the ones they did get?
Yeah. They can just look up the ones you got.
Yeah.
I feel like the ones you didn't get are the ones that stick with you, that like break your heart and make you feel like, oh my God, how will I ever survive again? You remember all of them.
I'm haunted by, I'm just going to do it. No, I won't name his name, but I'm haunted by my audition for the HBO series Looking.
Okay.
And I went in, and the reader was a well-known actor who I often would audition against. And he was the person that was
reading behind the camera.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there was even a camera.
Okay.
And I had to do a pre-read on tape just to get in front of the casting director. And I don't even know which, if you don't know, but like when you show up and they don't have a camera or they don't press record, you're like, but what if something good happens if you don't have a record?
It's so funny because like that now everything's on. It's crazy that we would go into auditions and they don't even record you. Until they think that you're worthy of being recorded.
Like it's like so who cares? It's a videotape. Just press record. It doesn't matter.
It's not like you're wasting film.
I know. Meanwhile, now they just don't watch the tape that you sent in, which is it's fine. It's fine. I'd rather do self-tapes and not deal with the waiting room mind games. But anyway, this actor, and looking, it was a dramatic scene. It was for the pilot, and the reader starts like going off script and improvising. And like what I know from auditions is like you're not really supposed to improvise on a dramatic script. Like the writers get very offended when you change their words. So all of a sudden he's changing it and I have no idea. And so I am trying to stick to the script, but I don't know what's going on, and totally threw me. And then I ended and I was like, sorry, do I have a different script or are you improvising? They're like, oh, well, improvised your way to a great read. Thanks. Thank you. That was great.
Improvised your way to a great read. Oh my gosh.
And I just was like that moment of no.
Oh my gosh.
Slowly back out. And
then he got the job? Did that guy get the job?
No, he was just a reader.
I know, but like sometimes.
No, he was a random strike guy. But I see him on some podcasts lately talking about acting and things. And I want to be like, do you know you were like sabotaged other people's
later,
auditions?
You have to tell me who it is.
Purpose?
You have to tell me who it is later. I had this.
So I'm haunted. I'm haunted by that one. I hope you're all haunted by it now as well.
I have one that was the one that I felt like with the reader. I auditioned for the Gilmore Girls movie. Did you do the Gilmore Girls movie?
No.
I just feel like you would have been in the Gilmore Girls movie.
No, Sam Pancake did the Gilmore Girls movie.
I know Sam Pancake did it, but I also feel like you would have done it too.
I would have loved to.
Anyways, you
and Danny
to me, you like live in that world. Well,
I wish I was in that world.
You fit in that world to me. So, anyways, I see you in there. In my mind, you're in it.
This is the former WB verse.
Yeah, I went into audition, and they had sent us the night before. They had said we've added this one line in, and it was written. It wasn't typed on the sides. It was written at the bottom, and they wanted us to say. So it's just a girl sitting at a cafe. It was like a small, 5-line part or something, like a nothing part.
Yeah.
Girl sitting at a cafe, whatever. And out of nowhere, at the last part, they said, we want you to say, I'll drink your milkshake. I'll drink it right up, a la Daniel Day-Lewis in what There Will Be Blood.
She still remembers the line.
I'll drink your milkshake. You know how he goes like crazy? Do you remember that part? So it's written into the bottom of my side. So I go in. I'm the very first one to read. First one of the day. There's a reader who's another like actor guy. And we do all the scenes, and then I do my thing at the end where I'm like, I'll drink your milkshake. I'll drink it right up. And he's like, oh, what? What is that? Like, I freaked him out. They hadn't given him the sides where that was written, and they didn't tell him that was going to be happening. He thought I just like lost my mind and turned into Daniel Day-Lewis at the end of my Gilmore Girls audition.
Did he ruin the take, or were you able to get through it?
We did. I mean, it was the very last thing. That was the last thing of the scene, but he was terrified. And then casting was like, oh my God, we're so sorry. We forgot to tell you. We asked all the girls to do that at the very end and stuff. And I was like, this guy is going to remember me as a psychopath for the rest of his life.
That's what auditioning is. It's repeatedly making people think you're a psychopath.
Exactly. Yes. Which I feel like so.
Did you book it?
I didn't even get it. Okay. So I think I remember so cool because we were like auditioning and like grinding away at the same time.
Yes.
This was the phase. And then you started something that like blew up and it became like this thing that you became known for. You started the Lenk Look for Less.
I went full
And you went full out on the Lenk Look for Less.
Full out. I stuck the landing.
It was
round off, back handspring, double back tuck.
It really was crazy to see. So you started recreating celebrity red carpet looks with trash, like crafted trash.
Yeah. I did it as a joke. Was it the 2016 Met Gala? I just did a handful of outfits because I was really astounded by one person's trash is another's treasure. Like, yeah. Sometimes you look at something, you're like, that looks like I made it. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, I kept doing it. And then after a week.
Who was the first person you did?
I think the first I did was Kim Kardashian. It was just a general, like everyone's outfit at the Met Gala. And it was just sort of tinfoil thing. And then I think the first one I did was maybe Anna Wintour at that Met Gala. And it was just like, and then a lot of like my lady friend actors started reposting it and they just took off that week. And then I was like, oh man, all of a sudden I had all these followers. And so I just decided like, okay, I'll keep doing this.
And the celebrities were reposting it.
Yeah. And then like, I would DM occasionally with some of the people. And I think I was doing it in a way that was both, I don't know, sort of pointing out what I think is funny about fashion, but also in a loving way. Because like generally like the art of it is really interesting to me. And so I think a lot of the celebrities did enjoy like sort of.
It didn't feel like you were making fun of anybody. It felt like you were like, this is funny.
Occasionally I was.
It's making fun a bit.
Once I made fun of Mariah Carey, but you know what? She's got the last laugh. She's got all the money, so it's fine.
Yeah, and did Mariah Carey repost? I feel like she probably did not.
But people that like reposted it were like Kylie Minogue or someone from her team like retweeted it, and I lost my mind.
I feel like a lot of people reshared it. I think
Nicole Kidman's people retweeted
Nicole Kidman did it, I remember. But also you would do it, you would be wearing the costumes and you were so in character of them. You were so good at like taking in portraying their essence in the photo, which what was so funny about it.
I had a good amount of wigs, and then Amazon acquired some more wigs, and I think I was really, also the interesting thing was that, because I've been very crafty, Courtney will tell you that I've been very crafty a very long time, back from my days of building all the sets for the musicals we were doing, or like in prop shop at UCLA. And so anyway, to me, I think I was doing it the same way people do like Sudoku, how do you say it? Sudoku, or like crossword puzzles or Wordle, like sort of the like, sort of like the solving the equation behind it. Yeah. And also like doing something methodical and zen and sort of like getting into a relaxed place, like the way people knit.
Yeah.
It was kind of my knitting, I think. And I loved trying to figure out how I would make the garment out of, and like, I remember I went and did a presentation on creativity to some like conference for designers. And I was really sort of like teaching them how to do it as a creative exercise, which was like, when you look at this photo, what's the first thing you see when you look at it? I think the example I used was Cate Blanchett had some ruffles. I'm like, well, what do those ruffles look like to you? And people are like, it looks like a bat. I'm like, exactly. So when I remade it, I used rubber bats from the 99-cent store. And it was kind of like that rule of improv where just go with the most obvious choice because it's kind of what everyone is thinking.
Yeah.
You don't have to make a funny choice. You just have to like that first thing that comes to your head is what makes it funny. It's because we're all thinking the same thing kind of.
Yeah.
So it was a fun exercise in that. And I don't know. I
remember you said to me when it was happening, you were like, it's so crazy because we try so hard. We prepare so much. We've gone to every class. We've trained and we've done all this stuff. And then the thing that like takes off is something that just comes so easy to you and is like a natural, like I didn't even try. I wasn't even trying at all.
I mean, the number of like short films I had been making and like performing live and doing all the things we're supposed to be doing to, you know, keep your career going. And then the thing I was just like joking about and threw it together. And initially like they were mostly kind of like thrown together. And like that's the thing. That's what's gonna the whole time.
I know.
To quote Sally Field from Mrs. Doubtfire. It just was wild to me that I was not putting any effort into it. And that's the thing that got me 600,000 followers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's decreased. It's been cut in half. Don't worry. It ebbs and it flows.
But I do feel like it was like you were like just being like exactly who you are and doing that thing, and it worked out. It's so cool to see.
When I said I would keep doing it until it became a TV show. Did I? Or maybe I said until I got bored, or I don't know. I think I did it for a total of 4 years, maybe.
And you would just do like every like every award show.
Yeah, and then it turned into this thing. Like then I got hired by News to do like crafting live from the red carpet, and they like put me up in a room at the Beverly Hilton at the Golden Globes, and I was like
doing it live. Courtney came in, like
I hired her to come and help me, and so it turned into all these fun things. Like my favorite thing that I got to do of all the like paid ad things that happened from that was Acne Studios, which is a luxury fashion brand out of Sweden, hired me to do 5 of their women's fall looks. And so they sent me the images, and then how did it work? I made all the outfits and I did the photos and everything. I sent them to them, and then they created mannequins of me.
No.
In their stores, and there would be 2
of you. That's hilarious.
There'd be 2 of me, and there'd be like the actual outfit on the mannequin, and then so basically, I sent them all the things that I made.
Okay.
And so then they made multiples of those.
Oh my gosh.
And so in every store window was a replica of the Look for Less. And I remember one of them was like towels and disposable razor blades. And so it was so funny to see what they found in Sweden to be the similar
That is so
thing.
cool.
Isn't that crazy? And so like I went to I walked by the window in New York, and there is me as a mannequin.
Dressed in like a trash outfit that you made?
Yes.
That is crazy.
What? How? What? Like, I was just like, what is my life right now? And
you were on like, I feel like I remember like you would be on like Australian news, and like, I feel like you were doing interviews like all over. They were like, we got to talk to this guy.
Yeah, it was so strange. And they sent me, Acne Studios sent me to their fashion show at Fashion Week in Paris. And it was so, like, it's such like a world that I'm not involved in, that I was just truly enjoying it for like, as a first timer. And it was, I don't know. I just remember sitting in the front row, and Nina Garcia. I watched all of Project Runway. So I was just like, oh my God, Nina Garcia is sitting right across from me. It was crazy.
That is crazy. It's so insane. And yeah. So you were doing it, and then you did that thing for E, and then
I did E, and then I did a bunch of different ads for things. I don't know. It just was like.
And was it the pandemic that stopped it?
It was kind of the pandemic kind of took it to a halt. I just moved out of an apartment and I was in between places, and then like I was hunting for places, and then pandemic hit, and then I was oh boy, there's not gonna be any work. So I was just okay. I put my stuff in storage. I wouldn't stay with my parents for a couple months. So basically it kind of came to an end because I got rid of all my craft supplies, and there was no more events to be not parodying, but to be recreating.
Yeah.
And then I was just kind of I don't know. It kind of came to a natural close because anything, any meme on the internet, it has its peak. It has its 15 minutes, and you can't keep doing this. And lots of other people have gone on to do it. People keep sending me the girl who's doing it on TikTok now. I'm like, good for her. Great.
How do you feel when you get the TikToks of the girl who's doing it now?
Well, I mean, I think when I was doing it, when I started doing it, I didn't know that there was a couple people in other countries that I didn't know had done this type of thing. Mm-hmm. And I think people with dogs and babies had done a similar, so the similar ideas were out there.
Okay.
I just didn't have them in my algorithm, so I didn't know. Mm-hmm. So obviously I'm not in her algorithm. She doesn't know. It's
yeah. So also, I feel like TikTok wasn't really a thing when you were doing it. It was just Instagram.
But also
but yeah.
Everyone, there's been lots of people have the same idea at the same time.
Yeah.
It's fine. And
would you ever do it again?
I think so, yeah. I think it was a fun creative outlet. I gotten to the point where I had pitched it to as a TV show, as a game show, as a competition thing, as a DIY HGTV show, and the last time I did that was kind of during the pandemic, and then I was like, oh, I think it's had its.
It wasn't. You weren't doing it from the organic
Yeah, I just and also I kind of just got bored. I'm like, oh, it's no longer a challenge. I know I've done so many now that I kind of know how I would create. Do you ever get to the point where you're like, oh, I've got this idea for a thing, and then you're like, oh, the idea enough of. I can envision it. That brought me enough joy. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, totally.
Every invention
That's called
I have. Lazy.
No, I feel that I get that. It's exciting to think of the idea and then not, there's a lot of steps and all that. It's but I will say, okay, I think of that often. You're pulling together stuff often. Every time I have to put together some kind of a costume or something, I'm always like, what would Tom do?
Okay.
I really love a homemade costume. I love not to buy a costume. I love to just I also have to be under pressure. So I like to save it to the night before to be okay, what are we going to, or the day, we're leaving, what are we going to wear? And just put it together in the moment. And then Penelope, my daughter, when she was in TK, she had a recycling fashion show in her class.
Wow.
And I was like, what would Tom do? I really thought of you in this moment. I really thought of you.
Oh my God.
And I made sure that whatever she used had been used already, because that is what recycling is. It's not where other kids were literally in brand new trash bags that they just cut the legs out of. And I'm like, that's not recycling. That has not been used yet. That's a new trash bag. And I was like, this is going to be a thing. Penelope, look, and then I was trying to also incorporate her ideas, but also make it what I wanted it to be, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think I think I've trained her well. I think she looked awesome. She wore a Mylar blanket as a beautiful skirt.
We made safety blankets make really good skirts.
Yes, we made a purse out of a strawberry bag and some strawberry basket and some oh no, we made it out of a box of crackers and we covered it in a Mylar. I can't remember what we did, but she looked really recycled, cool, chic.
I support this.
And I really, just so you know, it got to me. I am passing it on to her.
WWTD, what would Tom do?
Yeah. So
this makes me very happy. The amount of joy I get from seeing a costume that's been handmade or just thrown together from just things from around the house. A store-bought costume gives me nothing. I get no joy in that.
No,
There's
me
no
either.
challenge to it.
Me either. And my kid will be I want us all to be she wanted us all to be K-pop demon hunters. Mm-hmm. So this year, also she really wanted a crop top and she was only 5 at the time, and I was like, you can't wear a crop top to school for Halloween.
Yeah.
And like, I think that was her workaround because they all wear crop tops in that show.
Okay.
So I decided I was going to make her one. And I'm not like you and our friend Courtney. I'm not like a sewy crafty person, but I was like, I think I can do this. And then I made Marco so we always try and make Marco a female in a trio. My husband,
I love this. Yeah.
it's like our thing.
Yeah.
Like one year we were the Sanderson sisters and he was one of them. And then this year he was like one of the K-pop demon hunters. But I like to just tell him right before, like, here, put this on, you know? And then he's going dressed as a woman. And at one point he took off his wig when we were trick-or-treating and he just looked like a man who had just done a drag show, like post-drag show. He was wearing like, but it's like it makes me so happy to be like, we made all of this stuff with stuff we have. And then our baby didn't want to put on a costume. And there's a character in K-pop Demon Hunters called Baby Saja. And that's who our daughter wanted him to be. So we decided he was Crybaby Saja. And we just but like those things to me are like, I was like, if I have to be a basic bitch K-pop demon hunter, because that's what my daughter wants us to be, I'm gonna find a way to make it like creative and fun for myself.
Honestly, I do love K-pop demon hunters though. I don't even think it's basic. I think you were tapped into
it's what everybody was this year.
The here and the now.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
I did get really inspired from your trash dives into
I'm
crafts.
glad.
So thank you.
Yeah, I still do it. I just been working on a new play called Goodnight Roach, wherein I play a giant cockroach, and we went out to a bunch of people to see if they could like make a realistic cockroach costume for us, and it didn't happen. We didn't have the budget for it. And so we had like kind of an Amazon bought costume that I then adapted and added things to it and painted. So I definitely still use those skills now.
I feel like you use them all the time. You also did a Tilda Swinton play.
Oh yeah. I think that was a sweet spot of like my social media powers were cresting, and it just fit perfectly within the sort of Lenk look for less vibe of like, I made her entrance outfit out of bubble wrap. She was like, great, I know how to work with trash.
Yeah.
And also it seems very Tilda Swinton. And like her costume was just a shirt on backwards. And yeah, it's just sort of like, I don't know, just like kind of all hit at the same time, which the Roach play I'm doing is by the same author as that play. So
I love it.
Yeah. So it definitely was kind of, it just all kind of hit at the right time. And then slowly started to dip off. And so I think just as it was starting to dip is kind of when I exited. And I don't know, did I really make a decision not to do it anymore? Actually, I did. I sort of, as it was dwindling off in the middle of the pandemic, I just remember feeling like, I'm putting a lot of energy into this. It's been a few years. I said I would do it until it becomes a TV show. It hasn't. And I was like, I got to admit failure and move on. Because I guess the thing I thought would happen from it, because at that time, there was a lot of pressure like, well, we're not seeing people for audition unless you've got so many 100,000 on Instagram. You have to have all these followers in order to like, be competitive in the market. And I think what they meant was 25-year-olds need to have so many followers, hot underwear models. Because I did all the things that, casting and production were saying you needed to have, but it's like, oh, so you didn't mean like middle-aged people. You just meant young people. Yeah. Because I have all these followers, and I thought it would parlay into
just like way more work acting.
Yeah. And but the thing is that I did get a few things, like I would go on Busy Phillips' talk show doing the Lenk look. Anytime there was a red carpet thing that would come out. I got a couple things out of it, but I think the issue was, well, Tom, you weren't showing that you were a performer in those. You were showing you were crafty in the way.
Yeah, but I don't buy that because I feel like you were also like embodying them. I think you were showing like you have a very unique comedic genius mind and they don't know what to do with that. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's why I think you have to make your own stuff because anything you make of your own is like, oh, this is hilarious. And there's nobody that thinks like you. There's nobody that has like that kind of a perspective. Like I could watch anything that you came up with on your own like forever. So I think that's.
Well, I think, and the reason I ultimately, I think, stopped doing it was because I decided to put that same creative energy into making comedy videos, which is what I use Instagram and TikTok for now mostly, is to just...
Yeah, and they're so funny.
To try and get people to laugh. And like now it's a little bit more applicable to what I do.
I feel like you'd made a video recently though that made me like burst out laughing. And it was just like your commentary on something about the wig in, what's that? The Texas... Christian, what is that show about the lesbian Texas women?
Oh,
and
the
Texas Hunting Wives?
The Hunting Wives.
Or something?
It was a commentary I was saying like, this is, that wig, it's Malin Ackerman's wig.
Yes, Malin Ackerman's wig
that
is
wig
so
is
bad.
What happens when production leaves California.
Yeah.
Because there are so many people in California, in Los Angeles, that would have a workaround for that wig. You'd have access to many wig shops, wig makers.
Yeah.
But when you're on set in the middle of, I don't know, where did they film that? Texas?
Atlanta. I don't know where
Arkansas.
they were. Wherever they were, somewhere small. But
they were somewhere small where they did not have access to.
And she did this whole interview being like, so we got stuck with the wig because, you know, it's the only one that arrived and like we did it and we're like, wow, this is bad, but we shot a couple days with it and we couldn't get another one. And then Tom does this thing like over her interview being like, and if she was in LA, there would have been a wig shop on every corner.
Yeah, and I had industry wig professionals reach out to me, and they were like, "Yes, you're so correct.
It's so true. They know how to make a wig here. So if you need a wig, you gotta get it from here.
Keep production in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
If you want good wigs." I
got the best wig ever on a Nickelodeon show.
Really?
I looked like I was in Game of Thrones. It was what is it called when it's like
lace front?
Yeah, it was a lace front wig.
Mm-hmm.
It was, everyone thought it was my real hair. It had braids in it and then it was like, but it was gorgeous and it was on a Nickelodeon show. So I'm like, and it took him like hours to make this wig. And him like putting it into my hair, like gluing it, making sure that it like blends with I was like, that's on a Nickelodeon show. They're doing this on like Texas Hunting Wives or whatever it's called.
I guess they thought, I mean, in some ways, like it blessing in disguise because they got so much PR out of that
wig. That's true.
But I follow a couple people. I think her screen name on Instagram is Pip Woods. She's out of the UK. She's a hair and makeup artist out of the UK that puts up a lot of really interesting like wig tips. Mm-hmm. And I just watched one yesterday that was just like, she was just like trimming. She like pulled out some, can you look her up? What's her name? Pip. Oh, I'm saying it wrong. Anyway, she just like pulled out
some pieces of hair.
Yeah. She pulled out these hairs and then like cut into them to create like the breakage that you would normally see in Pip.
I mean, people with wigs
are we allowed to have a part where you edit?
You can look her up.
PIPWOODS. Anyway, Pip Woods, and she just was showing these wigs that I could not tell were wigs, and she gave that sort of like natural breakage you have by your hairline to make it look real. Or she'll do these incredible tiny little lace front, like
it's so cool.
Add in like 3 wisps of gray hair to add to people's. Anyway, and you just see that kind of that stagecraft, that film craft, whatever you want to call it, that excites me. I love seeing that.
The guy who made my wig, his name is Dwayne Ross. So if we're dropping names, Dwayne Ross. Do you know him? He's
don't
cool.
know.
He's like a cool black guy dad. Like he's like got younger kids. He's really cool.
I just mad respect for anyone that sometimes I want to learn how to make lace front wigs. Because do you ever watch those videos? It's a lot like crocheting.
I'm not crafty like you, Tom.
They take like a microscopic crochet needle. They go under the hexagon weft of netting.
I have no idea what you're saying. You put the piece of
hair, you pull it with your crochet needle like that, like you're crocheting, and then you pull it again, and you're essentially making like sort of like a slip knot onto this piece of netting.
I love it.
And they go hair by hair.
Well, I have tinsel that I got put in my hair that was put in like a very similar way, like that with a crochet like hook, and it won't come out. She said after she put it in, she's like, I was like, how long is this going to last? It was at my daughter's birthday party, and I was just kind of like, okay. And she's like, it can last for 2 years. And I was like, I cannot have tinsel in my hair for 2 years.
I think if you take a little bit of Goo Gone, it'll to that.
It's not glue. It's
Is it bonded? It's
no,
hooked?
it's like
braided in?
So she like used a crochet hook thing to put it in on one piece of hair. And then she told me you could just pull them out, but she put in like 40 in my hair. So the other night I pulled out like 40 of my hairs. And I was like, I'm at a stage of my life where I'm taking Nutrafol to like not lose hair.
Yeah,
and now this lady's telling me like to pull 40 hairs out of my head. So anyways, you can, it's crazy. If you make a wig, you can debut it on the podcast.
I would love that.
That would be, I feel like that's the next thing.
Well, and wigs, like a good wig is expensive, but I have a friend, a bald male friend, and he just went over to Nigel's in North Hollywood and got like a brilliant, not made specifically for him, but a brilliant lace front men's wig, and it looks so good. I can't even tell you.
Does he wear it out? Like you wouldn't know that he doesn't
I haven't
have
seen
hair?
him wear it out, but he got it specifically because he was on a show, and they're like, you can't. I think they said you can't be bald because the main guy is bald, and so we need you to have hair. It was like you can't have a beard and be bald. So they shaved his beard, put a wig on him, and they're like, you need to go buy this wig because that opens up a lot of. You could put this on for auditions.
Yeah, you can.
I kind of want one because I'm just dying to do weird, as if this isn't weird enough. I know it's very mullet like right now. I gotta cut it. I'm trying to do something cool and it's not working. I know it's not flattering on my face. I know. There's been meetings about it. I'm gonna cut it. I put so much work into getting it to this point. I'm just gonna try and just enjoy it a little bit longer. It's like, do you get new headshots? I don't know. What are the rules?
That's the thing about, I don't think you need to.
But yeah, I kind of want a wig so I could just do crazy things to my hair.
I have a lot of hair, and my hairdresser has started thinning it out. And I've been asking him to stop doing that.
When I see those thinning shears,
I know. I was like, could you stop? We not thin it so much at the bottom? And then last time I was there, he's like, and if you ever want to get like a few pieces of extensions, I can get those for you and make sure they're color matched. But I was like, are you in cahoots with the extensions pieces, people? Because
so you're gonna thin it. You're gonna
thin my hair out.
You're gonna come at me with the thinning shears and then ask if I want extensions.
I was like, if I was a conspiracy theorist, I would say which I basically am pretty much at this point. You're in cahoots with the extension.
This is big wig industry.
Yeah, I'm like, I think I know. I'm gonna bring down.
This is big wig.
It's true.
Coming for us.
It's true. Wait, okay. So
but also, I now know that a lot of hair disasters from decades past could have been avoided for me with the thinning shears because I hit a point where I was like, don't. But like, if you want layer, the thinning can really help.
Well, if I don't, I look like a Texas beauty pageant queen, and I need to tone that down a little bit. Okay, so what? I have to ask you some questions.
Should I be taking minoxidil as a pill form?
You should.
Did you do I've done the liquid, and all my hair fell out, which is good. I had a dermatology appointment in a panic. That means it's working because all your hair that was in the dead phase, because your hair stays in your scalp for 3 months ish. while it's actively dead. And so the minoxidil pushes
That's
it all
terrifying.
out and enters into the growth phase. Watch a lot of Instagram videos. So I am a medical doctor. And should I be taking the pill of minoxidil? What do you think?
I think okay, so my husband did not. He was taking it and then he stopped taking it for years. And if you look at our wedding photos, his hair is so thin and like wispy up here.
Okay.
And then he's been back on it for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
And he has so much more hair.
And that's minoxidil or the finasteride?
He takes the Hims combination pill.
Okay, I've been doing the finasteride for 20 something years. Like,
He takes
I don't know if it
He
worked.
takes both.
I just was like, got it in on the ground floor. Like, well, I'm going to stave it off.
Yeah, I think you should try both.
Okay.
I feel
I
like
just was worried I'd become like hair. I just don't want ear hair.
I don't think you're going to get ear hair, but if you do, we can talk about it again on here.
Okay.
I feel
I'd love
like
to circle back.
come back with a wig
Before and after.
and take it off and reveal how much hair you have under your ears as well. Okay, wait. So we like to ask everybody, like, in your era of going full out. So I guess when you were making these looks, did you call them Lewks?
The Lewk for less.
Lewks,
Yeah.
Lewks.
Yeah.
Was it?
Should I have copyrighted Lewk? I don't know if I invented it. I probably didn't.
I think you did, but
I probably stole it, but I used it the most, and I feel like I could copyright it.
You should copyright it. What was your biggest like breakdown moment? Did you have a breakdown? Like lost it, kind of like anything go like bad? Did you have a moment where you were like?
I mean, I would often break down while I was doing them because I would be sweating. I'd be because most of the time I was by myself and trying to like tape myself in and sweating and just like.
You were by yourself putting yourself in those costumes?
Yeah. I finally got a body form that I sort of use an electric turkey cutting knife to cut through the foam and sort of shape it to my body shape. And so that I could pin things into it. Because at first I started just doing it on myself and there's only so much you can do on yourself. And then I moved to the body form. And so I often would melt down. I'm just remembering, I'm just going to brag about myself. I even got into the New York Times, the New York Times fashion.
Oh my gosh.
Section. New York Styles. My friend Carrie Syme, shout out, wrote an article about me for that. Like, what?
That's crazy.
No, did I break down? I think the breakdown was eventually when I stopped
doing it.
But I don't know if there was like a full meltdown. No,
but when you packed up your crafts and like put them away.
I mean, I was a little sad. I don't think I had a full meltdown about it. I think that was more, just like kind of sad in general that I was like putting my craft supplies in storage, getting rid of my apartment, sort of just like big.
Yeah, and it was like the pandemic.
Life change. Yeah.
Just like such a bummer moment. And then did you have anybody who was like a champion or a mentor? I feel like you had a lot of people, but like, was there anybody that like, or like the first person who like shared it that you were like, oh, this is a thing?
The first few people I think that shared it, Sarah Michelle Gellar shared it, Eliza Dushku shared it, and I ended up doing like a reenactment of what was that, of that Snow White movie with Emily Blunt and Charlize Theron. Eliza reenacted that with me. So they were kind of the first two, and then it took off. And then along the way, like Mandy Moore supported it, and I went to the Stryker Sisters studio in Beverly Hills. They let me come in and recreate a photo of Mandy in the exact spot where she was.
Oh, that's cool.
And Mandy happened to be there that day.
That's like her team that does her up for all her events and stuff. Yeah.
And I follow all of them. They do very...
I go there to get my eyebrows shaped.
You do the brows?
I just went for my first time.
I really want to go.
You should go.
And they're thinning. They're disappearing. I have to fill them in. So I need some help. Who else championed? Like Tracy Ellis Ross was such a good sport about it.
Oh, I remember that now
Gwendolyn
too.
Christie. Obviously Busy Phillips was a big supporter. Put me on her show because of it. Yeah, like the ladies were really good to me.
What about growing up crafting wise? Did you have anybody who was like supportive of your crafts growing up?
Oh gosh. Did they support or tolerate? I mean, I remember, okay, so I grew up in sort of like, our property had like an old barn on it. And it was sort of like, I think the original farmhouse, and we had of that area. We had lots of avocado trees and citrus. So my brother and I would sell avocados 13 for $1.
Whoa.
On Sundays when people would be driving up our street to go to church. Businessmen. Yeah. We saw the cars. We know when the cars are going there. But I remember one year around Christmas time, I don't know if I took a class, but I was making angel tree toppers for Christmas out of corn husks.
Okay.
Corn husk angels. And you have to like soak the corn husk for hours and then like hot glue it together, and it would sort of have like circular arms like that. And then I decided to try and sell them at the avocado stand.
Did you sell them?
I think my aunt bought one.
Oh, so your aunt was your real big first champion.
My aunt Chris she was actually a very, very crafty. But I'm trying to think who else along the way was a craft supporter. I learned a lot in my prop class at UCLA, which I mentioned before, which I took with my friend Kristen Hangy, who's now award-winning Broadway director, and my friend Amaya, who ended up on The Real World. We also, like just like a fun smattering of people in that class. And like, I'm great. If you need a marble faux finish in your bathroom, I'm here. I'm ready to go. I know how to do caulking in a shower because of that class. So
that's cool. That's what people should be learning, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's what we all need. And then what do you have coming up? You have what you're working on the Roach play.
Yeah, I'm dressing up as a giant cockroach.
Where are you going to do that?
Well, we just did it up at SF Sketch Fest. It went really well. And now we're going to do some little changes, and we're going to do it here again in the next couple months. We haven't decided, but keep your eyes peeled for an Eventbrite link that I'm going to text you. No pressure, but always no pressure, because no one wants to leave the house.
No.
You've got kids. You don't have time. You don't have to come. I'm
going to come
inviting you,
to
but
that.
also uninviting you.
No, that's something I actually want to come to.
I'm doing a show tonight called Bits. It's a show that I do sort of every sort of semi-regularly over at Theater of Note. My friend Kirsten Vangsness spearheads that. And it's just sort of like, it's like art salon meets open mic night-ish. And you can sort of just try new things. I'm doing that.
I love it.
I wish
Are you going to release those songs ever?
Yeah. You know what? I gotta, yeah.
You should. I think you should do that.
I was recording a new song called What's Better Than Plans? No plans, no plans. And I was like, because normally I just put out these like 30-second songs, and but then I worked really hard on this one and I got really into it. I'm like, ooh, it's kind of a jam. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll release like an EP for no reason.
I love it.
Of just like, so I have a couple other songs that I recorded full-length versions of, like, silly comedy songs. But maybe I
think you should definitely release
include
the ones, that you sing. The Cher songs, the songs you wrote for Cher and
for the B-52s.
Well, if you do, share it on where can people find you? On your Instagram?
Yeah, at Tommy Lenk on Instagram or TikTok. Wait, I want to ask you.
You can ask. You have time to ask me one thing.
Well, okay.
Because I see Molly looking at me.
Like your question about mentors, like I wish I would have had like, like Lena Dunham had, what's his name?
Yeah.
Judd Apatow or whatever. That's her mentor. Like, I wish I had something like that. I never had it.
Yeah.
Did you have anybody like that? Or do you have like a stand-up comedy mentor or did you take a class?
I have a stand-up comedy mentor friend who helps me. Her name's Jody Miller.
Okay.
I didn't take a class. I had done a ton of storytelling.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. The storytelling.
I was like, Marco kept being like, I think you would really like stand-up, Brittany, because you only like the jokes in your stories. And I was like, and storytelling really wants you to have like a emotional like arc of some sort. And I would always just be like, oh yeah, okay. And then I'm going to tell this big joke at the end instead, kind of. But I really appreciate storytelling. I feel like that's where I got like I was like, oh, I feel like I know what my jokes are. So I have all these stories that I was telling. And then Marco had kept saying that, and he knew a ton about stand-up because he learned English listening to stand-up when he was a kid. So like he knew everything about stand-up. And then I was like, no, I didn't know anything about stand-up. And then one of my friend's husbands was like, you should try stand-up. And I was like, yeah, I think I should. And then one of my friends had taken a class with Jody Miller years before. So she was like the only person in that world that I even knew to like somehow reach out to.
Yeah.
So I reached out to her and like met with her a couple times to be like, how do I turn my stories into stand-up? And she's like, let me just put you on my show at the Comedy Store in 3 weeks and just come and do 7 minutes or something. So I like put together a set just to like try it on a whim. And then I tried it and I was like, oh my gosh, I think I need to do this all the time. And I had like a panic. Like I remember laying on my kitchen.
She wasn't like, here's kind of what you do. She just said 7 minutes. Go for it. No, I mean,
I was like, here's all my, these are like jokes from my stories I think would work. She helped me like work out like a set from the stuff I already had. And then I tried it and then I was like, oh, I think I kind of, something like clicked for me where I was like, I think I really like doing this. I feel like I don't ever like to do the thing that like everybody else is doing. And I feel like acting wise, I was in a room with like people who were like, I don't know. I just never felt like totally like I like acting, but I never felt like these are my people. And there's like a weird vibe of comedy people who are like dark and weird and kind of that I gravitate towards.
Yeah.
And I really felt like good there. And I was like, this is way more, this feels more me. And then I feel like she's been like so helpful to me through the years to be like, okay, how do I do this? How do I figure out how to do this? And I've known her for like 10 years or something now.
And last question. And you can delete and you can end it, whatever you need to end it. But do you feel like, I guess I'm asking because I feel like I've had to become an expert at like I could edit a full-length feature film for you right now if you needed me to. I feel like I've had to learn become expert level at so many things when really I just want to be Jacob Elordi and be boring in an interview and just say lines and cry like a single tear out of that.
Yeah.
But do you feel like you've had to like learn so many things along the, like, you're like, what next will I have to learn? Or you're like, okay, no, this is good. This is my spot.
Like, do I think I'm going to need to go learn another thing too?
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. No, I feel good doing what I'm doing. I feel like I'm definitely going to have to learn. I feel like each time I do something new, I have to like learn a little bit. Like I went and did some corporate shows and I'm like, okay, I need to like, how do I do a corporate show? Like, what's the vibe of a corporate show? Or what's the, you know, everything has its own vibe. So I feel like you're always going to be, that's the cool thing about being in front of an audience. It's always going to be different. So you're always going to have to like kind of learn as you go a little bit how to deal.
Cater towards each.
Yeah. Okay.
Learning and growing and shaping.
Yeah. So people can, thank you so much for doing this, Tom. And people can find you.
Sorry I got serious.
No, that's good. It's supposed to be serious too. Life is
I've got
serious.
range.
He's got range.
If you're in need of someone, a middle-aged person.
He does have range.
I've got range.
Maybe I'll be able to find this video that you did for me a long time ago where we made a short called like Acting is Tough. And Tom is so funny in it. And I'm going to play it.
I don't remember this at all.
Thank you guys so much. Find him at Tommy Lenk on Instagram and TikTok.
Follow me, DM me, see you on the internet.
Bye.
Bye.